Oh, but Tucker, you already made a video about all the things you don't like about Disney parks. Who are you, my mom? Let a brother do a sequel, for Christ's sake. And this isn't gonna be a crappy direct-to-video sequel like Beauty and the Beast 2 with that horrific animation. I just have more beef with Disney parks that I can't air out to people in the real world because they'll call me a nerd and probably punch me really hard. So I'm gonna do it on the internet for you guys. I'm just a closeted Disney adult who isn't a full fan of the brand, if that makes sense. Which luckily gives me enough perspective to realize that the place where dreams come true is actually a reoccurring nightmare. Is Disney World's main plan to take as much money from the consumer while coasting off of reputation alone? Yes. Am I also a man-child? Also yes. But only a man-child could properly explain why a children's theme park is getting ruined by adults. Today I stand up for what I believe in. Today I'm coming for the mouse's throat. Not in a murder way. Not in a Rule 34. Oh, I'm not gonna put that in the video. So for some reason, Disney has become synonymous with good food. I don't know why this happened or when this happened. When I was a kid, this wasn't a thing. In the early 2000s, all they had was like Mickey Mouse ice cream bars and Dole Whip and McDonald's French fries for some reason. In the early 2000s, they had French fry stand. But this was before Super Size Me came out, so people weren't aware of the childhood epidemic of obesity. So Disney stopped doing it, is what I'm saying. But Disney has weirdly taken the reputation of being good with food and ran with it. And when I say ran with it, I mean they ran too far. Like they ran out of the building into 3-lane traffic. So I have compiled a list of the dumbest food you can buy at Disney, because if we don't call them out on it now, then they're gonna start selling mouse spit in a commemorative $14 mug. Up first, we have the pickle milkshake. Heinous. Quick question, has anyone ever polished off an entire glass of whole milk and thought to themselves, you know what would complete this creamy concoction? A fucking pickle. Well, despite the obvious nearsightedness, something that Disney has never shied away from, we have been granted the beautiful pickle milkshake. Now, I'm not a religious man, but quick question to the Bible thumpers out there, what kind of God would allow this? You can pick up this little number from Epcot for a cool $6, which is great because when you're drinking around the world, you can use this to induce vomiting. I can't imagine this exists for any other reason than for people to make content about it, and that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. God damn it, the mouse always wins. Ooh. The mouse always wins. That's like the house always wins. I'm gonna make that the title of this video, maybe. Next up, we have the pulled pork jelly sandwich. God damn, am I proud to be an American. Now, I think we all can agree there's a certain beauty to giving up and accepting death when you're eating food. This sandwich combines the heart-stopping power of pulled pork with the diabetes-inducing sweetness of a jelly donut. Raving reviews of this sandwich say it tastes like, and this is a direct quote, someone put pulled pork inside a jelly donut. Riveting stuff. According to cast members, the jelly donuts are actually just Krispy Kreme donuts that are shipped in and cut in half. But most cast members are just teenagers that are on unpaid internships, so take everything they say with a grain of salt. You guys can grab this one at the 8 Spoons Cafe at the Animal Kingdom, the worst kingdom in Disney, for $6.99, just a few cents more than the Mickey pretzel with cheese. What is a Mickey pretzel? I don't want to know. And then we have the King Dog. That's it? That's the whole title. King Dog. You can find this delicious treat at the Hot Diggity Dog food truck, which I understand is a reference to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but I will never visit it because I would have to ask a cast member, hey, how do I get to the Hot Diggity Dog food truck? And I have some self-respect. But you can't just ask for the King Dog. Oh no. Oh no, it's a secret food item, much like the Flying Dutchman of In-N-Out or the McGangbang at McDonald's. But you can't just ask for a King Dog. No, you have to do something way worse. You have to walk up to the food stand, look the employee straight in the eyes and say, hot dog, hot diggity dog. And at that point, they'll either offer you the King Dog or they will give you a loaded .22 Magnum with 1 bullet for personal use. It comes on a French toast battered cereal crusted bun and is topped with spicy peanut butter spread, banana honey mustard, and chipotle berry preserves, and a bit of bacon, which to be fair sounds like a pretty goddamn good hot dog. But in all sincerity, f Disney, because the only way I would ever be able to eat this is if I traded in my pride for heartburn. And finally, to end this list, we have the cheeseburger spring roll. Once again, proud to be an American. Take a trip to Adventureland in the Magic Kingdom to find this not so delicate delicacy. Adventureland takes on a whole new meaning when you're playing games with your colon and don't know the distance to every bathroom around you. In essence, these things are just spring rolls stuffed with hamburger meat and cheese, and then they come with like a Big Mac style dipping sauce. Being the most expensive item on our list, clocking in at about $10 for 2 of them, who could say no to such an obviously bad idea? I also want to point out that the egg roll food truck these things come out of only have pepperoni pizza flavor and burger flavor, so that you cannot get an authentic egg roll at Disney World. You have to go with these American versions of them. All that that work to make up for the cultural appropriation of the 90s movies, and you threw it all away, Bob. Bobby boy, what are you doing?
But speaking of learning about other cultures, ladies and gentlemen, do I have a whole ad for you.
Hey, quick question. Do you guys not talk so good? Would you rather jump ship on your native language and learn something a little bit more your vibe? Well, let me present to you Babbel. Babbel is one of the top language learning apps in the world. With intuitive lessons that help you learn a language through real-life conversations, there's a reason why it's so popular. Personally, I've always wanted to learn Spanish because the guys in the back of the house at my bartending gigs would always talk smack about me, and I wanted to know what they were saying. And somehow, after taking 12 years of Spanish through middle and high school, I retained none of the information. I don't know anything. But with Babbel's lessons designed by real language teachers and also their conversational approach to language learning, I'm doing better than I ever have in learning a second language department.
Yo soy Juan.
¿Eres Lucía?
Tú eres Lucia.
Es el señor Campos.
Usted es el señor Campos. You are Mr. Campos. I'm nailing this.
Now when I go to Spanish-speaking countries, I don't have to feel like an absolute burden when I'm walking around. And with their 20-day money-back guarantee, you don't got a lot to lose when it comes to trying to, improve your ability to connect with other human beings, am I right? Start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks with Babbel, and use the link in my description to get 60% off your first subscription. Thank you to Babbel for sponsoring this video. Babbel, learn words good now. Learn good words now. So now that we have covered all the food that makes Disney World obnoxious, let's talk about the obnoxious people that eats that obnoxious food. Disney World is far from perfect, but it would be a little bit more perfect if there weren't the 20,000 people there with you that show up on any given day. And if these people were normal, or at the very least bearable, it wouldn't be an issue. But this is Disney World. And Disney World attracts shitty people like white cheddar Cheez-Its attract me. So I've compiled a list of the people you should look out for the next time you want to take a trip to the castle in the swamp. Up first, obviously, we have the content creators. Now, am I shooting myself in the foot when I eventually go to Disney World and start filming it in order to profit off of a vacation? Yes, I am. But if you see someone holding up a Dole Whip a little bit too close to their face and they're staring into their camera's monitor instead of paying attention to the park they paid a bunch of money to go to, then you're dealing with a content creator. Shockingly, making content at Disney World is a weirdly lucrative industry. There are people who make a bunch of money going to Disney World, either by blogging their day-to-day experience by going every day and letting poor people live vicariously through them while they're on break at Walmart, or they go to review the stupid food I just mentioned, or to try new rides with IPs that make no goddamn sense. But because they're there to make a profit, they will often care very little about the actual human beings around them. They're just a general nuisance, and they will do things such as not looking where they're walking when they're staring directly into the camera they're talking to for their audience, talk very loudly and act like they're very important when they're standing right next to you in a line. And they will expect preferential treatment even though they are probably one of the least important people on this very earth. Just avoid them when you can. It's not hard to miss them with their selfie sticks and their girlfriends with way too much gum in their smile. That was mean, but it's accurate. Then we have people who drink around the world. My God, what happened to my beautiful park? In recent years, it has become tradition to grab a drink at every mini country within the park limits. And this is, quite literally, an impossible thing to do. I don't know why it's treated as such a family-friendly event. It is pretty dangerous. There are 11 countries that serve alcohol at Epcot, so you are having at least 11 beers, and a lot of people get mixed drinks when they do this. And 11 drinks is a lot, especially when you're standing in the hot Florida sun and not hydrating at all. This leads to late 20, early 30-year-olds falling blackout drunk in the park and having someone dressed up as Goofy escort them out. Avoid these people for obvious reasons, lest you get puke on your $50 Mickey Mouse t-shirt. I mean, I get that Epcot is kind of a drag, but getting blackout drunk is not the solution. It might be. It might be the solution, but let's stop it at 6. And then we have the parents of the Disney vacations, and let's be honest, they're the only adults that should be in the park. I'm aware that I'm an issue being 26, childless, going to a Disney park, and I can allow that. I can be two things. I can be self-aware and wrong at the same time. But some parents have less than desirable traits when it comes to mingling with them in a crowded fireworks display, so I just want to go through the ones that you should avoid. We have the omnipresent dads who don't want to be there. You'll see a lot of these guys. Now, these guys you want to avoid, but for the exact opposite reasons of the influencers. Dads who don't want to be there, or how they're often referred to, DWTBTs, normally keep to themselves as much as possible. That is because if they have any kind of social interaction with a stranger, they're going to boil over into a fit of righteous fury. This is due to several factors, including but not limited to spending obscene amounts of money on something that their kids will either not remember or not appreciate, standing for hours in the hot Florida sun to get on a ride that they didn't even want to go on, dealing with overly sweet cast members when all they're looking for is a genuine human that they can talk about how much this sucks with, and once again, how much money they're spending. That's like 80% of it, how pissed they are. You combine all that and what you're left with is a recipe for a swift punch in the back of the head for the first person that gets lippy with them in the line for Splash Mountain. Steer clear of the dads with 3 kids and a wife with Mickey ears on, because they would rather spend a whole day in Disney jail than hang out with the life they've created for themselves. Then we have the parents taking teens to Disney who do not want to be there. Are you having trouble connecting with your angsty teen? Well, boy howdy, let me tell you, taking them to Disney has never bridged that gap once in history. This is usually a sad final stab from a parent anticipating an empty nest. They're trying to reciprocate the bond bond they had with the kids when they were kids, but it's really just pouring gasoline on an angsty flame. I mean, I get it. If I was listening to Mom Jeans and I was upset about global warming and a dying capitalist system, the last thing I would want to see is a Wizard Mickey stage play. So that whole situation is going to be tense, especially with the dad who paid for too much and the kid who doesn't appreciate it. So just learn to identify and separate from any group you see with this kind of energy. And then we have photographer parents. I hate these people. Oh my God, do I hate them? Hey, fun fact, did you know that nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see a picture of your kid at Disney World? Even your kids, when they grow up and they flip through the photo album, they're not going to be excited to see a picture of them sitting on the lap of Pooh Bear any more than they would be sitting on the lap of you while you read them a book. Maybe just do that. And the photography parents always have like 7 kids, and they always want to take pictures in the middle of every, like, walking places. And I'm not stopping. I will walk straight through that shit. I spent a lot of money to be here, and I'm not gonna lose momentum on my way to Space Mountain just because you want to have a photo op of the time that everything was good and happy before the divorce. Once again, that was harsh. Something about these videos takes something in me. So I just wanted to make a statement in this video. Being a Disney adult is a tough gig. It really is. I do my best to hide it from the general public. Not my best, but I don't tell the people in my real life about it because they'll be mean to me. When you tell people you're a Disney adult, you get some major pushback. Well, I don't use the term Disney adult, I just like, Pixar. But when you say that, they're like, are you a child? And I say, no, I just had a childhood that never ended. That was cringe. But if I want to have a night watching Monsters Inc. with a glass of red wine, fuck you. I can do that. I don't have to explain myself. So I compiled a bunch of comments, mean comments from my last video talking about how much I liked Disney, and we're gonna go through them and we're gonna explain why they're all wrong. Okay? Okay. This one's from Ellie. Find an adult hobby. Okay, first of all, you clicked on the video. You clicked on the Disney video, okay? So you were obviously curious as to what Disney was all about, so fuck you. But second of all, what is an adult hobby? At this point in history, really, what is an adult hobby? What, do I turn 25 and all of a sudden I have to get into bird watching and train models? Like, why do I have to switch that switch on? I'm gonna play video games and watch cartoons until I die, Ellie. Well, how about you go down to the local community center to learn how to paint so you don't take up your time making mean comments on my videos? Why am I not surprised he's a Disney adult? Okay. That one hurt more than the first one. A lot of people said that. A lot of people said I look like a Disney adult. I don't, what does that mean? What characteristics are that? Is it because I'm a little soft, both physically and mentally? Is it because I obviously can't win a fight by any metric? What are the parameters of looking like a Disney adult? Like, seriously, comment. I'm not doing comment bait, but I'm genuinely curious. What does a Disney adult look like? And don't bring up the gums thing. I already did that. That was funny. Do something different. You lost me when you said you'd hit a child, bro. For sure, for sure. I mean, I don't remember saying I'd hit a kid in the first video, but I can definitely see myself saying that, so I'm just gonna go on good faith. But listen, let's not take the moral high ground, my guy. I would never hit a kid of my own or someone else's kid, but you're gonna act like you've never fantasized about it? Like you're at Olive Garden and the kid's jumping up and down in the booths and being a nuisance? You never thought about taking your dinner plate and throwing it at their head like some kind of porcelain frisbee? Is that just me? I hope that's not just me. God, am I a bad person? Damn, the divorce really hit Mickey hard, huh? Fuck you. I'm 86% sure Tug has a stiffy. Okay, well, I was wearing the Mickey costume in that one, and those pants were thin. Don't look at my junk. The last time I went, I got diarrhea. Well, you probably rocked the king dog if I had to guess. And finally, I like the bits when you're talking about violence against people who annoy you. That is relatable. That's a little worrying. That seemed like you're looking for an excuse. But you seem so tiny and insecure out of character. Not that it's impossible for you to do damage, but I bet you get nervous telling waitresses your order is incorrect and just eat the wrong order. New videos every Saturday and Wednesday. Thank you for watching. Tune in next week, and remember, the mouse always wins. I'm very proud of that one. That was an accident.